I'm recording this for Zeus as of right now. Or not Zeus, Kami.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, no foul language.
Yeah.
No slurs. Cat, no slurs.
Oh, yeah, my fault.
I'm gonna say the word in the book.
Okay.
Starting from A.
This first one. Question for all of you. What do we think about the positioning?
I mean, I feel like it's okay, but I feel like Kami should like be on like the other high ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kami and Carrie should be on the other high
In my
ground.
opinion, like we're literally just like stuck on one place when we have like this entire map to take control.
Yeah.
We do be up there.
Yeah.
And like one thing, like probably this is getting a little off topic, but like right where we are, that path, that choke is like super popular for people who don't know the map. They all just like run down into a meat grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they were smart, they would take like their Hanzo should go like far left, their monkey maybe goes left or main. They would go 3 ways at once. And it'd be really hard with the way we're set up because we only have one lane controlled.
What I suggest for the future, Kami, Carrie, both of you play along this side instead. Because Kami or Carrie, you have zone range shielding. You'll be able to keep Kami up if he plays in either here. You could back up, play around here. You could play just safely back here where you could see them and Kami at the same time. Both of you would be in a much better position and allow for different angles if they were to decide to touch point. So yeah, we're just too grouped right now. When we
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
if you guys said we have this entire area that we could play in, and we're all just in 10 meters of each other.
Mm-hmm.
This next one's more just a statement than anything. So you three are all right here. Speed it up a little bit. 1 death, 2 death, 3 death. Let's respect Hanzo a little bit more. It's just a thing that we weren't doing in general. We don't respect snipers as much as we should be. I know you two had to touch point, but by the time like we're already in this position, we kind of know they're basically at 2 ticks. Yeah. So you three decide to move. Boss face goes up. How much value do you actually think we're going to get by touching point right now, boss face, with what you see?
I was going for just a stall, and I was also really close to ult, so I might have been able to do anything or do something with it.
So you just more were risky thinking and like thinking maybe I'll do something, maybe not. Yeah. Probably next time we don't take the risk when it's that close and when we are looking at 4 people without the team. If you had your team behind you, I'd say maybe we can go ahead and actually try that. But we have Kami and Zeus all the way back in spawn. So unfortunately, I think we probably would have been more successful if we just backed up, held this corner, and set up for their next engage. Because we don't actually stop them at this corner. We end up stopping them back here, or next team fights more back here instead of up at that corner because you three are now dead and have to walk back from the far spawn.
Mm-hmm.
215. Which one is this? Okay. Do we like our positioning?
No.
No, not really.
Yeah. You guys are playing a little bit split. Carrie, I'm fine with it. You do end up rotating over here, so I'm fine with that. I like you being on the high ground. Kami, if you were here, I'd be saying I'd also like you on the high ground or playing a bit more back. But instead, Kami, you decide to rotate up to here and go. Basically, you overextend into them as Ashe, which is not optimal. Zeus, like I said when Zeus's individual, I like Zeus's position if Bossface and Cat were up with him. I don't like it right now because they're not. So if you guys were deciding to hold this corner like it looks like you were, Zeus, you should be back here. If you guys want to hold up by the bus, you two should be up there with him. Pretty much. So we're just playing a little bit split right now. And see, Kami goes up top, Carrie rotates. Okay, now you three are together. We're all looking at the monkey. Once this Winston decides to ult, we should be changing our focus. Not to say that the Winston should have been our initial focus, because once this Winston jumps Let's just rewind. Yeah. Okay. So we see Winston dive in. Pretty much just leaving these 4 in the backline, all for us. Meaning, instead of focusing the Winston here, we could have looked to push this Brig. Push these 3. Push anyone besides the Winston, because now he's on a 5-second cooldown, he can't assist his team in any way, and his bubble doesn't really help, because we could just step in front of this, because the cart's all the way back here still. So instead of tank focus here, we should be looking to rotate onto the backline. And now Dragons ends up splitting us because we do not make that decision. Boss Face is stuck in ice, Cats split, and Zeus gets forced into that small room, which ends up splitting him and getting himself picked off. Kami's way too overextended for being Ashe, and these 2 in your supports are not really able to do much because Carry can't heal through bubble, and Cat's all the way back here, not really helping anyone but Carry, which Carry's not even being shot at. As we'll see, Anti dead. That's just unfortunate. Yeah. So we end up fighting a very split fight with no real plan going into that. Oh, which is this? Okay. I'm not sure if we remember this one, but we see the Winston. We know Winston is here. That's about all we know. From this position, you 2 can see pretty much where 4 of them are, and we're grouped up. We're well grouped up here. I'm not completely against it. Kami, you could probably be trying to take an off angle, being in this little room instead, but we do end up pushing out. The issue is Zeus. We decide to dive in, so there are 2 options that could happen here. We could move with Zeus, all 4 of you, and we can keep up with Zeus and go all on the Ana. Or Zeus, we want you to not dive and wait for something to happen. Wait for this Winston to do something, because we did not have a plan here, which led to you're now alone in the backline. These 2 are attempting to catch up to you, and these 2 are over here split and now being attacked by Winston and a Tracer that's coming up the stairs. Carry cannot do anything about either of these. He does manage to get to sleep, but Kami wakes him up almost instantly. And these 2 are going to struggle for a little bit to catch up to you, while not really supporting the team. So we need a plan going forward, much like the last one. We need
my brother.
Yeah, so we just need to more know what we're doing. This could be a call from Zeus. Is probably more this is Zeus's call. Zeus, you need to call that I plan on diving their backline here. So Carry knows that he should be rotating over here with Rosie and Boss Face. Because sure, Ana's not a fast character, but he would have been in a little bit more of a favorable position if he was at least closer to his Reaper than being forced all the way back here. So let's just play it out real quick. Gets to sleep, gets insta woken up, and now you 3 we're playing a split fight, so we're split due to no plan. Carry's forced to drop, Carry's pretty much won, and gets himself picked off, which I believe leads to a lost fight. So yeah, we just gotta recognize when we're playing split and when we don't. And it's pretty much we're just playing split because we don't have a plan going into these fights. Next, we'll go with Nepal. For Nepal, for all of you, I pretty much only looked at the 3rd map because first map was kind of more of our wake up map, and 2nd map was ball comp. So. What is this? Okay. We're just gonna watch this real quick. What are we all looking at? What is everyone looking at right now?
Junker Queen looks like.
Yeah. So try to watch your individual arrows. When I pause, I want you to I want everyone to answer what they're actually looking at. What's everyone looking at? Carrie, you first. Well, actually, no, not you, because I know you're
Probably
trying.
looking at
Yeah,
JQ or Lucio. If I'm
Yeah.
climbing up to
You're just trying to climb
help my
over and
teammates.
help your team, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a bad pick. Connie, you're not here. Queen, what are we looking at?
JQ. I'm guessing, or yeah.
Yeah, it's you're trying to look at JQ and Lucio. Boss face, what are we looking at?
I was looking at Sombra, and I think my aim is shifting towards Kiriko.
Okay. Cat, what are we looking at?
I think in this one fight, I believe I was aiming for the Lucio because I saw an opportunity for a push.
Okay. And then I'll answer for Kami. Kami's clearly looking at the net. Should we all be looking at these different targets, or should we all be looking at one specific target, or 1 to 2 specific targets?
One specific target.
So in this situation, we should either be primarily we'd be basing off what Zeus is looking at, which the Lucio is. So instead of looking at this Sombra and this Mei, our DPS line should be trying to help out killing these two, instead of hacking a Mei or shooting at a Sombra that's not doing too much as yet. Yeah, so we just need to work on target focus and priority when it comes to playing Junker Queen comps, because we don't really know. How do I word this? We need to pick a target and look at a target, pretty much. Yeah, it's simple as that. Because again, we're not all looking at the same target. Looking at Queen, you three are on Queen. Zeus is looking at those three, and you're looking at Mei. It looks like we're just all. It's just pretty much we're not looking at the same target at all, which leads to just no one getting picked. They're basically doing the same thing. Then Boss Face gets himself picked. He knows why that. We already went over why he gets picked. And now you guys are fighting a 5v4, so it's a lost fight. Yeah. I guess the basics of that is just target priority and what we should be looking at. This. Do we engage here in this situation?
Probably not.
Kiriko TPO if she has
No.
any cooldowns.
And Boss Face
And then
is
we
all the way
make
back
it.
here.
And then we'll probably get caught with the other 5 rushing in on Zeus and Carrie and Rosie. Which they
We need to be a bit more patient. Yeah. So we're just gonna get dropped down. Boss Face isn't even with us. Kami, I'm fine. Kami could be all the way out here. I don't care. He's Invis. He's Sombra. You can do him. You three aren't even fully together. There are pretty wide gaps in between all of you. Sure, you have TP. Sure, you have speed. But I'd like it if we were all more together, and we don't even we're down to Mei as well. And look at it compared to them, they're pretty grouped up compared to us. And now look, Kami providing minimal value, just trying to find a hack, while you two are currently getting engaged and EMP'd by Sombra. And Carrie, you're all the way in the back. I believe you TP in momentarily. Boss Face still not even in the fight while it's beginning. And so EMP comes off. Sure. Good kill. We actually end up winning this fight, amazingly. But we should not have. This should not have been a one fight for us. But yeah. Kat ends up getting herself picked off because she's split in this room. Where Zeus... Sorry. Okay. Yeah, so you two, the second you two get EMP'd, you two end up splitting yourselves up. Hold up, what? Yeah, Cat goes into this room, and Zeus, you decide to go back towards your spawn. Cat, this is actually on you. You went the wrong way. You should have been backing with Zeus instead, because you're backing towards your other support and boss face. So yeah, you end up getting yourself picked off, because we're fighting a little bit of a split fight. Kami has provided 0 value so far this entire fight, and we are now down. Or, pretty much down in this fight, because Kami's not with us. We just need to be aware of where we're rotating to off getting ulted and not panic like we did. as well as engaging as a full team instead of split. Then we have one more on the pole. Which one is this? Ah, okay, yeah. So do we see where we all are individually?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boss Face, do you think you're in a good position right now? Let me show you your...
Definitely not.
Yeah. Both
Very
things...
epic one.
Yeah. Sure, you have freeze, that's about all you have, but you have no ice, you have no wall. This is not an optimal position for you. Let me go back to when you... Okay, yeah. So sure, this is actually good on us. We are pretty much surrounding them. Boss Face, you're still able to rotate right and get out. You have speed, you're able to back up easily. Kami, I'm assuming he's just looking for a hack. Zeus, good positioning. Sure, unfortunate wall. I know you have TP, and that could probably have been placed a little bit better. Probably more down lane, but still, the value comes out. Okay, but now once both walls come out and things are happening, what are we looking to do? We're just gonna split. We're just ending up splitting ourselves off. Kami providing minimal value by shooting at a wall from a distance. You've been split off by your own maze wall, and you two are kind of Carrie's just trying to heal wherever you can see, and Boss Face is just slowing. And now Zeus is on another side of a wall, attempting to regroup with his team. Kami split, Lucio split. We're just not playing together again. Okay, now that comes out. Okay, must have been a glitch. Yeah. So Kitsune comes out. We are now a bit more grouped up because they weren't able to take advantage of us being split. They have no Suzu. What should we be doing now? We should be looking at the Kiriko, who has no Suzu to protect herself. Sure, she's going to use TP, but she's not really going to be able to TP onto anyone because they're all pretty much right here. But instead of doing that, we got Boss Face going in, completely wasting Ice Block, getting himself EMP'd. You two decide to rotate out and back here. Carry goes this way. Carry, you're fine because you have TP, so you should be fine. You're just trying to keep yourself alive. Kami providing minimal value yet again as Sombra. So we end up splitting ourselves off. Boss Face engages while the rest of his team disengages. So we're just fighting a split fight again. Ends up getting Boss Face picked off. Carry gets picked off. And now we're just down people, which leads to us losing this team fight. We need to make sure that we're moving as a team and not just splitting. Like, it's primarily you, Boss Face, unfortunately. That's finds himself getting picked off first a lot of these fights, due to not being aware of where your team is. We have one thing on Esperanza. We played a bit of ball comp there. What do we think of the positioning?
Uh,
The fight hasn't begun because they Kitsune, meaning we've begun fighting.
hmm.
Probably way too pushed up.
I feel like Zeus is a lot, very staggered in that position. I feel like because they used Fox, but there's a lot more damage and no one's really there besides Carry, which Carry could teleport. But I feel like if we played around the tall building instead, it would have been a lot more better because we could have baited that Kitsune.
As well as Boss Face and UCAT being a bit further back than preferred.
Yeah.
If you guys were up a bit more at this corner, you could have been helping Zeus out a little bit more, or Zeus is back a little bit more playing the corner, playing around bot, because bot is a form of cover. Bot in this war are a form of cover, so we could play around that if needed. Kami's fine, Carry's fine. Yeah. So you guys could either be pushed up a little bit more, or you could be pushed back, or both, which would have been more optimal. Because one thing that I saw a lot on this map specifically, or whenever they were Sombra, this Sombra loved to take advantage of you guys not playing together or playing somewhat split like you currently are. Because he would just hack boss face, and you guys would not be able to support him in his current position because you guys were just not close enough. So he ended up either getting himself picked off due to that or getting himself lowered, and in a 1v1 not really providing much value to you guys in general. So we need to play a little bit more group when it comes to fighting a Sombra, especially in a pretty solid one like Smudge was. That's it for that. We have one more on circuit. It's really loud. Okay. So we're actually up in picks right now because Kami for Kiriko we're up because they're down support. They only have Lucio healing. Sure, we're down sniper, but it's not as valuable of a pick. So now my question comes: why do we give up this much space? No one gets picked. Why do we give up high ground?
Can you repeat the question again?
Why we give up high ground? I think maybe we're a little scared of a Sigma.
Yeah.
Singular Sigma versus you, 4 of you. We need going forward. We need to be more cautious. If we see Sigma aggressing onto us, we press into him. Sigma cannot.
Yeah, we
Sigma's
should
not
have
gonna
said that
1v4.
6 alone.
Yeah, Sig's not gonna 1v4 us. So we just need to look at him and just not let him push us back. We give up so much space because of one Sigma who doesn't even have healing because his Kiriko's dead. His Lucio's all the way back here. Sure, they have a Widow who's able to see us, and Kree, but Sigma has no healing. We could extend onto the Sigma and either force him back to his Lucio or even get the kill, which would have been very good. But instead we give up so much space to a Sigma who's not really doing much of anything except for just moving. See, we continue to back. We even keep backing. We back pretty much all the way to this corner when we didn't need to, Zeus. Zeus, you need to be aware. Your team will rotate around you. If they see that you're backing up, most of the time, except for Boss Face, who doesn't actually do this, but everyone else is going to back up with you. Boss Face, you need to actually start realizing when your tank is moving, so you can start backing with your tank instead. Which is actually kind of the reason you do get caught off in a lot of those positions, like last map, like with Nepal and May. We just need to know where our tank is a bit more. So Zeus, if you think you're in a dangerous position, sure, back up, but we need to become a bit more aware of when we're actually in a dangerous position. Because from when we were up here to all the way when we're back here, I did not see a single time when your life was in danger. So we give up so much room unnecessarily and just pretty much allow them to push this far for free, even further. Until that pick comes out, and then cart pretty much gets stalled for a little bit. Do you guys understand that one? Or I'm pretty much done. And we want to look at anything else?
Mm,
I do have to go over
to
your
them.
stuff, Kat. But,
Huh?
I do have to, your individual stuff, but everyone else.
Yeah, because I was late.
Yeah.
If possible, can you go over like the first point in Nepal? I mean, I know you talked about it individually, but like I said, that map I hate.
Yeah, we could look over it real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, so I'll be somewhat quick with it.
It's just the fact that this map confuses the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Like I said, we talked about it a little bit, which helped, but yeah.
So, what your team is, you're a fairly close range team. Genji wants to be close range, Reaper wants to be close range, you want to be close range, Lucio wants to be close range, and Baptiste can be close range if needed. So you guys go the correct way, you're supposed to go left side. We need to know, like you said, you forget about this area. We could always drop down here. if we need to. We could play here. You could step on a point while being spam healed, capture point, and then we could play in this little down area. Or we could full rotate and keep rotating around onto them. Because point does have 20 entire seconds, or 30 entire seconds before it actually opens. So we have time to rotate all the way around back towards their little walkthrough area and then onto them. We don't need to have a little stalemate and confusion when it comes to this area. Especially when you have Lucio and Queen on this team. You have a lot of speed. Boss face, make sure we're with the team. See, I could even actually see the confusion right now. You just a little bit not sure where you should be. We're actually a little bit split now as well. So what do you guys think we should be doing in this situation? We know where they are. I know we knew where they were because Carrie made that call out.
Mm-hmm.
So what should we be doing as a 5-stack? Should we be rotating towards them from where Carrie is onto them here? Should we be rotating towards point? Should we be dropping onto point? Should we try to fight the split fight? Kami takes the flank while you 4 go do that.
I think it would be best if we went to Resi, Lucio, and then use our ability to speed onto an enemy and quickly kill them.
Okay, so kite back and then force them onto us.
Yeah, either can go down or around the back.
Yeah.
Just we need that Lucio speed, or we'll get
Yeah.
caught out very quickly.
They're very close together versus us, who are playing somewhat split, which is a consistency with you guys. So we just need to group up and decide on what we need to be doing, which we don't really do. Yeah. Kami gets a little bit caught up here, not fully sure what's going on. Zeus, not Zeus, Boss Face unfortunately gets walled off in here. In this situation, Boss Face, you want to just be looking to leave. You want to be getting out of here, not fighting the fight. And then you 3 are trying to destroy wall. Yeah, Boss Face, you get out nicely. Should we be in here, Zeus, right now?
Probably not, since the point's about to be unlocked.
Yeah, we could be looking to rotate back to point since they're all caught up in here. Instead of fighting this fight, especially since Kami's not in there with you right now, nor is your Lucio. Or your Genji. We're basically just in there alone, and if this team was better, they would have killed you. Yeah. Oh, and they do kill you. Yeah, so we should have either been looking to rotate back to point, or everyone should have been in there taking the fight. We don't need one person in there while everyone else is standing outside the doorway trying to do whatever they can inside.
Yeah, and the fact they probably had May wasn't great as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you probably just went point.
Yeah, this is just a lost fight at this point. Still looks like an unfortunate wall off. But oh yeah, no, they engaged into us. Not much you can do. So now we're grouped up. This is a big EMP. What should we be looking to do here? Get that. Okay. We're down 2. Yeah, we're down 2 right here. Why are you over there? Hold up. Okay. Yeah, so EMP comes from behind. Oh, you boost out thinking that your full team is going to go with you. So you have nowhere to go. Okay. Yeah, and then those 2 get picked off, unfortunately. They're down Lucio, and they just get swung and hacked. Okay. Yeah, that's a lost team fight no matter what. Okay, so we force Ice Block here. Going too fast for myself. What should we be looking at?
My idea was to probably go back and try to help my team with Junker Queen Espion.
Anyone else?
Transbian. I feel like because. Wait, did she use her ultimate? Okay, I saw that.
Yeah. That's why you two are, or these two are purple.
I feel like we could have tried to move on to their backline because they're missing the tank. It's just that it was not. I mean, I had speed to push in, and the Checker Queen was behind us, and she just made herself a little bit split than them. And I feel like since Zeus is right on them, I feel like if we helped Zeus, we could have probably done something, or maybe baited their ultimates. I'm not too sure. It's really complicated.
This is actually a 50-50.
Yeah.
This is either you all need to turn and look at this queen, or you all need to turn and look at the backline. This is a spur of the moment call that that just someone on this team needs to make. Either everyone look at the queen, or everyone look at the backline. It could have come out either way, because this queen will die if everyone turns to look at her, because their Lucio's not in an optimal position, and Kiriko's not in a great position either to do healing at the moment. And Kami's damage output plus Zeus's damage output would have been pretty good. But that does not happen. Kami continues to look forward. Sure, he gets the Mei, but this queen continues to abuse our backline, with us not really looking at not really deciding on which group we should have been looking at, because they're very split right now. It's a 3-in-1 split. And Zeus, you decide to look at the backline, but now Kami's looking at the queen. And our two primary damage dealers are now split again, versus both of them looking at the same target. Okay, yeah, and now we clean it up a little bit, but Carrie's dead, unfortunately. I think we do manage. Yeah, they split themselves a lot right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we force Suzu, and I believe this blade was good. I think we take a point, though. Do we? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we get full capped.
No, I think we capped it a little bit, I think.
Okay. Zeus is low.
So they would just hold our spawn, or not, like, they would just hold that, like, entryway a lot. I know there's other ways to go around it, but, like, still.
Lucio, you do realize you need to be with the team. Unfortunately, Zeus, you realize you're low. Zeus, I think the best option for you right there, you ult. Just ult. I think best option would have been for you to ult. Like, we see this. Suzu comes out. That second, we saw that. Ult. You're definitely going to hit the Kiriko. Definitely going to hit the Lucio. And maybe hit the Queen. Maybe we die. Maybe we die, but we hit 3 antis on 3 enemies. That definitely would have helped Kami get this kill on this Queen, as well as help Boss Face get the rest of the kills.
Alright.
Yeah. You were likely to die anyways, so might as well go out helping out the team. A little bit of a wasted blade there, unfortunately. It's a hard place for a Reaper to be fighting on point, because it's just always so open. And now it's a 4v2. I guess, yeah, you lose that. Yeah, so now we ult. Minimal-ish value. Kiriko still has Suzu and TP. Sure, we hit the Lucio and the Mei. Mei's able to instantly get out of it, much like a Reaper would. And Lucio is going to be hard for you to hit when he's playing up there, as well as this freeze being out is not going to be beneficial to you because you can't step inside of it. Yeah. So now two of your things were gone, and Lucio's not going to die because they have ults to just keep themselves up. Okay, but we do get 2 picks here. 2R1 on boss face. And that's a nice ult combo. It's a good Kami clean up. Okay. If we're holding an area, we all need to be holding an area. Meaning, if we're going to hold these doors, we all need to be holding these doors. If we're going to hold these two doors, we all need to be holding these two doors. We can't have these two be back here, you two be here, boss face be over here. We need to decide on what we're holding instead of just holding. Because yeah, no, they take the space, sure, that's fine if we're holding these the inside doors. But they push boss face. He's not winning that fight. They push you guys more than likely would win the fight. So it's really playing the 50-50, but they'll spot that 50-50 easily. And they have EMP because they have ults from previous fights. Good wall on them. A little bit of a late beat, unfortunately. And we just get ourselves picked off. Because I fear we would have been more successful holding this door versus these two outside doors with our comp that we had. Who's touching point? Okay. Window could have been a little bit better placed. Just trying to survive. Now Lucio should be dead. If not, he escapes and wastes his time. That's a good pick. This is a winnable fight for us. Yes, good. Now where do we decide to hold? Okay, Queen's now engaging onto Kami. Zeus is going for support. You three are all the way back here. Carry's all the way back here. You three are up here. Again, not really sure what we're holding. We need to make sure that we have a plan. Zeus gets walled off. Not sure what you're thinking. Oh. Hello? There we go.
Hello.
What's up?
No, my fucking mouse killed itself for some reason. Zeus not... I can understand what you're thinking. This is like when I said, if we're gonna die, die by doing something for your team.
Yeah.
With the ult. So yeah, Kami's able to break through. You
Yeah,
hit
and
that.
Suzu instantly.
Yeah. So it's more... That was a risky play. We knew they had Suzu most likely in this situation. I think we were just a little bit more panicked trying to... Because we got walled off. So instead maybe just turn around, help Kami break the wall. I know we didn't know where Kami was exactly. But I think if we just got the extra shot off on the wall, help Kami, we probably would have been able to rotate back around the wall and possibly get some healing, which would have benefited us. Okay, yeah. Emor comes out. Ooh, instant destroyed. Nice on them. That's a nice EMP. But unfortunately, our tank is dead. So now we need a target. We need to be looking at a target here. Good. Kami gets 1. You two get 2. Now we should be looking at this Mei, who's still hacked. You two. Okay. Yeah. Now we force ice block. We change focus to Queen, which not everyone does. She's able to get freeze off. We're still able to hold point though, which is good. We only forced them to waste 1 where we wasted... yeah, we forced them to waste 1 where we had to use 2. Could have been a little bit better, but oh well. This is where ult tracking would come in. We would know that they just use freeze and they're likely have the other 4. Versus us who have coming up on Kami's and maybe get beat by the end of this. Yeah, we just need to be looking to hold point right now. It's a big EMP that we should have been ready for. Unfortunately, Kami's hit and Zeus are both hit. I think that's it. As boss face is out of the range. Cat, what are you doing? Over here.
Gaming.
Okay. And Carrie's still coming back from spawn.
Oh.
Kami gets hard rush because he's low. And Zeus is also low, so he gets picked off. What I'm going to say next time, for the future, if we're playing close range characters like this, we should be trying to play either in here or back here. If we're not going to be holding up here, we need to be playing to our strengths, which would be playing around in here, waiting for them to engage on a point, and then pushing out, instead of holding on point, them being able to push out here, do whatever damage they want, and then push onto us, leaving us half health by the time they engage us, and then whatever health they're at. So we should be looking to play to our strengths and wait for them to touch point versus holding point and just getting whatever chip damage they can do. If that makes sense. So instead, Zeus and Kami, you should be trying to play in here, or under there, or back here, and instead of up on those stairs, which is just kind of free damage giveaway for them. Which is what it turns into. Now you're forced to use Shout. Kami's all the way back here and low, and out of sight of his healers, because Carrie is still walking back from spawn. EMP comes out, ends up getting himself picked. Kami gets hacked, and rushed down. And we're just fighting a down fight. Yeah, wasn't much we could have done. Yeah, so there was a bunch of different things that could. There's a bunch of things that could have been different, but for point number one, what I could say could have been better. Could have been done better from you guys is planning what we are going to be doing, as I stated. Planning where are we going to be holding now that we've won point. Should we be holding back on point? Should we be holding down here? Should we be holding these two doors? Should we be holding the main door? Where should we be holding now that we have point? That would be best for our team comp. As well as making sure that we're not split or thinking panic, or thinking in like a panicked mindset. Just calm your mind and think, should I do this right now? Or should I save it? Would it be more beneficial at a later time? Where's my team? Do I know where my team is? What do I see in front of me? And overall, from today, as a team, a lot of what I saw was just lack of plans when it comes to engaging fights, as well as you guys, during fights, you end up splitting yourselves up a lot. So I think going forward for Thursday scrim, if we do have a scrim Thursday, we should work on, are we playing as a team, and what is the plan going into this fight?
Okay.
Does everyone understand? Any questions? Anyone?
I understand.
Yeah, that helps a lot, to be honest.
Mhm.
Yep.
Now I have an idea what to improve on.
Yeah. As long as everyone knows their individual things, I'll remember the team ones. I'm gonna put my, I'm gonna use coach notes for. You all can see coach notes, right?